morning. My name is Tess Bismail, and I'm with iSocial X. And my partner in crime is
Keith, Plannerware, i3 Events.
exactly.
He's almost
And
got his
we,
remodel done.
I know. This is exciting. And he has some great tech in the background. I'm sure it was easier to put back than take down, right? You probably got excited
Well,
about doing that.
that's the other production desk that goes over here, and it's like actually it's right up against my chair, so it's not really fun.
But that's a beautiful blue. Who knew? Yeah, we have tons and tons of skills in our camp over here. Look at that.
You know that could take
What
took
is
me.
what's the color? We've got to know the official color because it's not just blue.
Oh, hold on.
See, just like a boy not to know. You just picked it
It's
and
not
it
even
was
on the
cute.
paint can anymore because you match the color and then they put the little drop on the top. So I don't know.
I know that my kitchen is Broca flower. How do you not know what color that is? And you just bought it.
It's dark blue.
No, it's not even dark blue.
It's dark
There's
blue.
always a hue. Oh, come on, colorists out there. All right. So we're going to bring to you today a show. And we are always ask people, why do people say, well, why event tech pull up? Why? Because what you want you to do is be able to pull up and get some nuggets to help you make your life easier, streamline some of your processes, see how silly we are. But the overall goal is for you to have some aha moments and love event tech in some form or fashion and pull
Yeah,
up as
yeah. And last week, we had the conversation about event tech adoption, right? And who's to blame.
right.
And a lot of that blame, I hate to say it, does lie with planners. Um, but
Oops.
but it's not necessarily, as we said last week, it's not necessarily like their fault, right? It's, you have reduced staffs, you have, the planners, the corporate planners I know anyway, and many of the association planners too, as well. I don't want to leave them out. Um, are literally overworked, right? They're working 10-hour days. Nobody has time to be diving in and learning new things, especially technology the technology that's mission critical to your event. And so they fall back to Excel.
Yeah,
I,
they do.
I don't blame them.
And it's a
Excel is
crutch.
a
It's a
great tool.
crutch. It's a crutch. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why this week we're going to be talking about one of our favorite subjects. I know it's one of mine is event management. Event
Yes.
management.
And and event management software. And most people know there are a number of event management platforms out there
Eh,
that
eh. There are a number of software companies that call themselves event management tools and platforms, but they're not. Okay.
well, I hadn't even gotten there yet. I was actually talking about the real ones that are out there for
Oh,
event management.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
but a lot of those platforms are like bringing a nuclear bomb to a duck hunt, right? They're way overkill. You know, if you look at and I'll name a name only because it's pretty decent, right? eShow, right? It is a great platform, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
But it is for building the 747 of events, right? The big complex, like we work with a number of clients that have 500 exhibitors and 30,000 attendees, and they're running 20 tracks, and they've taken over a whole convention center, and it's a citywide, and they've got 5 hotels, right? It's a good, but for the average event, the small, medium-sized association that is running 500 to 5,000 attendees. They've got 4 tracks, and 100 exhibitors, or even 20 or 50 exhibitors.
Yeah.
eShow it's big.
It's too much for that. Or let's speak on my favorite subject, which is independent planners who have 10 solid, really great clients. They do all of these various different events for them. And you've got to manage aspects of those events for each client. And each client's meetings may not be huge. They might be just 500. They may just be, just a board meeting, but it's still logistics and things that you still have to manage it like an event. All of the cores are always the same, no how
Yeah.
many big and small. It's just how do you do that? And that's what I mean by there's not a lot of tech out there that helps truly manage an event.
Yeah, well, and and that is kind of our cases, right? That's how we work, right? There are plenty of events where for my clients where we run the whole event A to Z, but then there are other larger events or even some smaller events where we're just cogs in a wheel, right? We only run X at this event or we only do this at this event. So, can you keep track of it in Excel? It's not
Mm-mm.
event management software.
No, it's not.
We do use
Smart Sheets can get you a little step closer
Closer.
because there's some
Yep.
templates in there.
But it isn't a robust, it doesn't have a robust feature set. Let's just say on those two.
Yeah.
They're good, mind you, there's nothing wrong with them, but we want to help people come into 2023 because it's
Yes.
rapidly approaching.
It is. It is. Just the 21st century would be nice. But yes. So, Keith, when you think of event management, as we've said, what it's not in a sense, what are at least three elements that you say have to be in that tech for you to say, this is great event management tech?
Yeah. To go back to your earlier point, the companies out there that bill themselves as event management, but really aren't, are usually event apps and virtual event
And,
platforms, hybrid
and
platforms.
yes, and then some that have, let me find your hotel. Oops.
Yeah. We'll find you. Yeah, we'll find you a hotel. And how did that manage my event? But for true event management software, for me, it's got to, it has to have a way to put in all of the event information. And by event information, I mean for the planner, not necessarily the front end that the attendees see, but it needs to have a way to manage your sponsors and exhibitors, manage your program, right? What's going where and what room and the speakers and all of that, as well as managing tasks so that you can assign things to people so that things get done.
Yes. I think it also would be lovely to have some budget around that. I should be able to see some of the contracts
Yep.
or invoices. Could be invoices, contracts. Doesn't
BEO.
always. Yeah, BEOs. I can be able to see that. Maybe a table set here and there. Diagram would be nice to know what we're doing. But I'd like it to, because we're talking about event tech, it is assumed, at least in our world, everything is from a collaboration standpoint off the top. We're not talking about if it doesn't allow you to collaborate with others and play in that sandbox with other people, to me, that doesn't qualify. It's just off the table.
You might as well walk away.
For everyone out there, anything we talk about has a component of collaboration in it.
Yeah. Well, and it for me, an event management platform, right, does not necessarily have to have front-facing features.
No, not at all. Because if you're managing the event from a
Right.
planner's perspective, it is to help me do what I need to do for everything else. And then it could be something totally different that does a front facing. I don't really give a care. But if it's event management that you're managing the event and I'm planning the process from end to end, it needs to let me do that.
Yes. But if it has those features, that's a bonus, right? Because it's like it's one less cog in the wheel that you have to fill. Or if it talks to the front facing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Programs, right? Because, if you have all your speaker data here, you don't want to have to copy it over here.
Right.
If you have your sponsor information over here, you don't want to copy. You want either two systems that talk to each other, or it just has a module, if you will, that you can have be front facing.
Yeah. Right. It needs to be flexible and nimble and key. And I think the key that what we like to see is, besides being nimble, is easy to figure out. Keith mentioned last week to me, he said, Tess, if I'm in it longer than 10 minutes to figure it out, then
Yeah, it's because again, the average planner, or most of the ones I know anyway, are so flippin' overworked. Nobody has a week to devote
Mm-mm.
to learn your platform.
No,
It
and they
has to
shouldn't
be
have to.
it has
They
to be
sh-
intuitive.
Mm-mm.
You have to just be able to step into it and at least get the basics down so that you can start using it and then learn along the way. But with so many of them, especially the ones that are, again, the to build 747s, there is a massive learning curve on those things.
Yeah,
You
it
I
is.
mean,
And you sometimes people have to hire a staff person just to help execute what they've brought on board, which is fine. It's great for the big boys. But we're talking about mean, clean, nimble. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what you're doing. You should be able to have a tool that'll let you do the basics. Who, what, when, why, tasks. Let's collaborate. Let's be able to produce a report. Let's be able to, everyone who's on first, what's on second, you know, Shakrita's on third, whatever the case is, we need to know and keep moving.
yes.
And because we don't have a lot of time like we used to be able to do it. And, iteration and iteration through the tech, it should evolve and it should be able to grow and develop and have a good roadmap for you for the future. So,
So we're not going to leave people hanging.
nah,
We have two.
you
Uh,
salivating yet? You salivating yet? I got my beverage for the day.
salivating.
I'm sorry, y'all. I always throw Keith off. Oh my god. My
Anyway,
bad.
so now that we have, all right, I got nothing after that. But we have two today that we're bringing to
Yeah,
people. We
we
think
are.
are worthy of planners checking out because they are
Yeah,
really
just
cool.
checking it out. And we have a treat for you going forward. So we hopefully will be able to talk to the two visionaries on this tech too. So go ahead.
Yes. So why don't you go up first because these are each Tess and I each found platforms independently and kind
At
of
the same time, it's so
yeah,
funny.
she's like, here, check this one out. And I'm like, ooh, here, check this one out.
That's what we love to do, right? We
Go for
really
it.
love to do it. So mine is called Oro or Oro Planner, ORO. It is developed and designed by a planner, female planners. So it's a woman in event tech. So I'm really excited about that. She's going to join our little community as well. Met her a couple weeks ago at an event, and I'm not mentioning any event like that. But it's the way that it's build is Aura is an all-in-one planning platform and mobile app. Ding 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 ding. Designed to make the planning process more
Wait, it
efficient
does
for
a mobile event.
planners.
It becomes the event mobile app, or is it a
It
mobile
is
app?
one a planning platform and mobile app,
Fair enough. Got it.
right? So that means as I'm walking around with my plan, I can see it, right? And who is it designed for? Event professionals, including wedding and social planners, nonprofits, and corporate events. That's how they say. And let's see. Do I need any device in order to keep it to use Oro? Nope. The main platform is web based and can be supported through any web browser and desktop computer. And it's ready, or it's read only a mobile app coming soon. So that's going to come real soon. So that's
So,
really cool.
excuse me. So,
Hmm.
here's one thing with event tech companies:
Hmm.
they need to learn to separate corporate and association planners and wedding planners.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes, I totally agree with that.
they need to have two different websites or at least two different sections of their website.
Hmm.
And the reason is nothing wrong, nothing against meeting planners, nothing against wedding planners. But so many tech companies group them together and we are not the same. I
Nope.
could not do a wedding planner's job. It
Nope.
it it it
No.
I could probably
Mhm.
stumble and fumble my way through it, you know, but those guests would not have a great experience.
I totally agree with that. But we also have power to the startup. So you got to start somewhere. So that
Yeah.
hopefully is a tip for the future of
Yes.
how they should do that.
But anyway,
Let's see.
back to Oro and the cool things it does.
Oh yeah, no problem, no problem. Um, let's see. Can I upload documents? They can upload all kinds of different documents.
You
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and it's got floor plans.
Yep, it's got a lot of stuff. So let me tell you the features because it's really cool. So vendor and contract management. You can manage all your vendors in here. You can no more endless email chains. It says missed payments or losing documents. And your client can have an interface in there as well. It's got timelines, so build detailed timelines of your event. You can tag. This is the part that I really liked about it when I saw it. Is because you can tag your items to your client or specific vendor and add locations so everyone knows where they're supposed to be down to the minute.
Yeah, and which is critical. And the next one we're going to discuss has something similar, but again, that is actually one of the key things, right? Where you got
Yeah.
to be where you got to
You
be.
gotta know where you are, and then you'll be able to say, "Hey, I want this AV vendor here at this time," and be able to run off of that. Budgets. This is the one that I really like because we know that one of the big conglomerates souped up one of my favorite ones that had anyway. All right. So stay on top of event costs and inventory with Oros, a comprehensive budgeting tool. Keep your clients informed by pushing budget updates to the Oro mobile app. So that is cool. So that people can get notifications and know where we are with things. So you can talk about what's budgeted, what's committed, and what's remaining. Easy.
That is actually
And it's a pretty cool, slick dashboard that they have where you can see that. Payment schedule. Listen to this one. No more late missed payments. Oro sends notifications straight to your client's mobile device when payment deadlines are approaching. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Floor plan. It's
with
not.
we'll
Oh,
go back to that's really important for planners, for especially independent planners that are just starting out, right? When
right.
you get a little bit more established, you're probably going to want to move to like QuickBooks. Your accountant will thank you. um which is what we did. But again, when we first started out, that would have been huge.
Yeah, but no, think about it like this. This is like the florists, the vendors, the caterers. So the client will know, hey, it's time to pay that florist. Hey, it's
Oh,
mm, remember we're managing the event. So it's time to pay the hotel.
look
It's
at me
time
all
to
stupid.
no, not stupid, just a shift. And it's really because that's the issue. It should have been more of this to begin with, where we
Yeah.
have all that other stuff. We're really focusing on the event. So then floor plan wise, you have quickly create custom floor plans to scale, drag and drop your tables, your chairs, your furniture directly onto the blueprint, similar
Does it
to
do
social
exhibits?
tables. I don't know how far they go in the floor plan piece or not, but you can upload stuff in there. I'm sure you can upload what you already have and
Yeah,
whatever
because
you're
your
working
general
in.
services contractor is going to get you the exhibit
Yeah.
now. You could upload it.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can create your floor plan and use it across multiple events as well, which is pretty cool. And then client checklists. This is the one that I like. So you can keep your clients on track with custom event checklists and start from a pre-built template or create your own from scratch. So you can keep using the same one. So you can, and it's timed out. We have as planners, we've got our 3 months. You start off at 18 months and you break it down to 9, 11 months, and then 6 months, 3 months, that kind of thing. You can do that if you want to.
And
And you can repeat that template over and over again and edit as you need to.
which is true because all planners say my event's unique. Not really. They all follow a similar. The content is unique, and but the actual structure and the planning of it should be the same over and over and over, right? Literally, you should be churning out the same process every single time if you want to be able to scale it.
Yeah, definitely. And then guest list, manage attendees, meals, special requests, and more with the Oro guest list. We know RSVPs change and make updates. So it's easy for you to check off the guest list, which is great. And then mobile app. The client facing mobile app helps everyone view the event details on the go, control exactly what your client can see, and send notifications when important deadlines are approaching. So just like that budget piece. And then they have a concierge service. They have a concierge service that provides a platform to run challenging portions of your event, answering the lingering questions when you're at an impasse, and let their team of experts for over 15 years review your program and events to help you work through any
Well,
questions.
that's
So
unique.
that is Oro
That's unique, though.
as a whole. I'm really excited about it. The owner is really great. She's really nice. She's really laid back. I like her a lot. So I'm looking forward to my in-depth demo with her and seeing if we can what we can do in the future. So that's my presentation for the day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
And so the next one we're going to talk about is Joy.events, and it's Joy, Joi. And I had the pleasure of meeting Rob Voss, who developed this one, and he's also a planner. He comes from the production side, and they put this one together. And it has a lot of the same features. I liked Joy so much that it is now the tool we're using at i3 Events. Granted,
Nice.
it's in the infancy that we're using it because, you can't just drop something on everybody's plate and say, hey, use this.
All right.
Especially because we actually did use other platform type things. But everyone is digging it, right? Where it stands out is A, ease of use, B, cost. If you only do a couple of events a year, it's only about $20 to $20 US a month.
A month. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do pricing on mine. I'll go back after we finish.
Yeah, we can circle back because that's a great way to close out. But it allows you to manage a lot of the same things, right? You get your event information. You can manage your workforce all the way down to like volunteers. So for example, you can, your AV team can be, in there, your planning team can be in there, clients can be in there, that whole workforce that's going to be at the events. But the cool thing is they only see what they need to see. Like they don't have access to all of the information that's in there. It does have the tasks, so you can assign tasks, and the same thing, you tag the AV guy, the AV company, and then they know to come in and look. You can put all your BEOs, you can put all your AV orders, you can build your schedule in here, which I think is really is good, as well as not only building your schedule, you can build in your AV orders and what needs to go in each specific room. Here is one of the things that sets Joy apart for me from other platforms is once you build out your program, you have, and your rooms and all of that and where you're going to be, it will actually turn around and make a front facing schedule. So it's a little bit of embed code that you go ahead and put on your website that gives the detailed schedule for attendees to see. Now, with speakers, when you're putting speakers in, here's one of the most unique things that I had actually never seen on any other platform done this easily. With you enter in a performer's name or a speaker's name, task mail, right? And then it creates a link, a unique link for you. And I send you the link, and then you have to go in and put in all your details.
That's why it's the boom, boom, boogie, boogie.
Yeah. Once you do that and hit submit, it now goes on to that front facing schedule with the program, and then you can manage speakers, right? So I can send you a link to upload your presentations. It will store the presentations in here for the AV team. It truly is. You can manage all your sponsors in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This thing,
It's a true event management. I loved it. I know I had come off of Oro, looking at Oro, and then I saw that when technically that is what I'd like to use. And I am signing up for it to test it. But Keith, even though Keith and I are the same with this, we collect tech like nobody's business. So we'll have our hands in everything just to see if we can break it, see what things need. That's just how we navigate through time. But you'll see the differences between the two. It's not necessarily one over the other. It's really what's going to service your needs.
And I think just to finish up on what you offer, like you can manage your sponsors, your exhibitors. I do know they have
your agenda. I saw.
Yep, they do. It will have floor plans are coming. They're not in here yet, but they are coming. That was something I was talking to Rob Voss a couple of weeks ago. He was saying that is something that they have coming. They also have something coming that I don't know if I can say anything about, that he did mention in our conversations, but just say that they've got things coming in the pipeline that will make it truly stand out against all of the other ones. Did I mention you can manage your exhibitors and your sponsors in here too?
Isn't that great?
It really is. And again, I think that the price point is perfect for though that small and medium sized association or organization group, right?
Or like I said, independent planners who have several different clients that need to
Yeah,
keep track of several different things. You
yeah,
just
for very low cost. I mean, if you go up
Mhm.
into if you're doing 20 events per month, it's not even that much. It's like $100.
Yeah, it's
You're
not
doing
bad. It's not
a
bad at
massive
all.
amount of events, which it's not going to break your budget.
No. So, Keith, let's get down to pricing real quick before we have to let our audience go. I want to compare the two because they have various different pricing. I mean, their pricing models are very different.
Yes.
So on the Oro side, they have monthly and of course an annual fee. So from a monthly perspective, and what they do is they do it by a range of users on this one.
Okay.
So between 1 and 4 users, they're 300 a month. 5 to 10 users, they're 600 a month. And then past 10 users, you need to call sales. But on a yearly basis, you can save 17% a year. So from 1 to 4 users annually, it's 3 grand.
Okay.
5 to 10 users, it's 6 grand. So when
And
you're looking at it like that, it's very different when you're talking about user versus events.
yeah. Now with Joy, they've done it by event, right? Because and I do like the way that they've done you can have all the users you want because and they can all have varying degrees of access to the platform.
Which is what I really, really like about it.
Yeah,
Because
I
you can have
really
your client access, you can just dumb it down however you want
so
to.
but if we go in the US dollar range for 5 events uh per number of active events, right? So you can have 15 events per year, but you can only have 5 active at a time. It's $20 US a month. Then you go to 10 and it's 40, right? And then 25 events, it's 90. So it's not, and those are active events. That's not total events. So extremely affordable. And that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I hope, in my conversations with Rob, I'm like, I get it. People need to make money, but you
I
know,
hope you keep it that way to be able
keep
to.
keep the price affordable because what most people or what most a lot of event tech companies don't understand is yes, there are a limited number of whales, big companies, or big organizations that need planning software, but there are thousands of small, associations and
Yeah,
things like
who
that.
needs
Like,
something as an entry point just to get it and keep it going.
yeah,
I mean,
and
to me, that's a and it to me, it's all about your as a startup, what is your model, right? And if those are two different things, and I'm so glad that we were able to bring the various different ways in which people approach doing business. I love both sides of them. Easy because I could look at this and say, oh, it's I don't have more than 4 users needs to see it. It's 3 grand a year. I can budget tech for 3 grand a year and keep it moving and do all the
yeah,
stuff that I need to do. But then on this side, I need to have it by event because I'm going to be working with so many different nonprofits who they're constantly nickel and diming you on money and budget constantly, even more so than to me associations.
yes,
And I'm going to be doing that. So that helps me help them
yeah.
and be able to still keep things moving and iterating. I can have more clients doing it this way and afford to do that. So I think it's just, again, a choice. So
No, and I think
hopefully,
they're both legit.
yeah. So Keith, any closing remarks before we sign out for the day?
If I'm not mistaken, both of them have free trials. So,
Yeah, they do.
so
Oro, I know, has 30 days.
yeah, and I think Joy is the same. But give it a try. And I will say this: only sign up for a free trial when you're ready to do it.
Yeah, or
So
it'll
meaning that
expire.
you're going
Like
to do
me,
it on
I
a
let
Monday,
stuff expires.
because yeah, and so
And
many.
then I'm like, oh, darn.
Well, I know I should practice what I preach, but you go in and you sign up, and then you don't use it for 20 days, and then you have 10 days to evaluate, and it
Yeah.
doesn't end up working. So just make sure you clear your headspace to do it. Test one at a time
Hmm.
and see which one. Even if it is just going around and seeing how easy it is to set up an event. If you can
Yeah.
go into any software and figure out how to set up your event in an hour, it might be worth a shot because you'll be able to figure out the rest of it that easily.
Yeah. This is true. Well, hopefully this is great for you today and you have enjoyed the Event Tech pull up. We appreciate you. So for these two tech, just look for some really cool things coming up soon so you can learn even more about it and help us grow. Spread the word, share our podcast with others, and reach out to us, most importantly, because we love engagement more than anything. Again, my name is Tess from My Social X, and my partner in crime is, wait for it, wait
Some
for
guy
it,
named Keith.
wait for it. It's Keith Johnston.